What's up guys, GenesisNexus here, and in today's video I'll be talking about Chaos Zero Nightmare and Season 1 and all the updates that have been happening and the forum posts and stuff. I initially had a video ready for this to be released early today, but as you guys know, we've had the Japanese stream that happened early in the morning, then we had the content creator stream that the EN side had, then we had the Korean side stream, so tons of information, tons of things to talk about. So I kind of had to throw out my old video and kind of start anew. So I'm going to start off by covering a couple of things on the original video talking about Season 1, and then I'll kind of move on and I'll try to give as much visual representations as possible. So if anything, if you guys are enjoying this game so far and you enjoy this video, please like, comment, subscribe. It'd be very much appreciated, and let's get into it. And I kind of wanted to start off with just talking about how it's kind of interesting that some of the ideas that I had in my feedback and suggestions video, I'll kind of put it on screen right now. Some of those suggestions were already thought about by the devs and added so quickly, and it's really great to see that, because it shows that they're paying attention to the community's concerns, which is great for the future. So I'm having high hopes for the future of this game, and there should be about like half a day left by the time this video comes out, and I'm talking about like a full half a day before the update starts. But without any further ado, let's kind of get into the initial video that they had. So I need to bring that up on screen. Okay, so if we're really talking about just some earlier stuff, I do want to mention that they have adjusted the end time for Haru's event battle and her trauma code. They were meant to end today at reset, about an hour and some change ago, but now they go all the way until late night. So I think you guys, actually they should have it in game, but I think you guys should have enough time, I think at least 8 hours plus, to finish that off if you haven't already. So do that. And then from there, there's also, once the event starts, they'll be giving out tons of these like exquisite cakes. Those are the affinity stuff, as well as some credits, because I know people need credits, or units. Sorry, I'm so used to saying credits, but they'll be giving them every day until the 25th. So if you haven't gotten those, start getting those. There's already some stuff in your mail, so pick that up. But let's get into the video. Now, I do love the name that they gave for Season 1 being Forbidden Catalyst. I think they say it somewhere around here. Yes, they even have the screen and everything. And the funny thing is, this kind of screen reminds me of Punisher and Grey Raven and how they handle big events. I'll show it on screen if I can find how PGR is. I think PGR is currently ending off a big event, so I'll put that on screen right now. But to get back into this one, they said that there's going to be 3 phases. The total event is 9 weeks, 3 phases: early, mid, late. And one of the more important things we're going to be getting is going to be happening in that middle phase. So I'll talk about that later. And I also like that this character over here, as you can see on screen, I think, did I have her name? Yeah, Serenelle, for anyone knows. In my previous video, I mentioned how she was in the Galactic News Network. So I'm just gonna bring that up really quick, because that was something that I was hyped about, because it's over here. And I was hoping that they didn't make this character into a partner card, but it looks like they're gonna be a playable character. There's a couple of things that I loved about it, about how the seasonal content is gonna be permanent. It's gonna be added so that no one misses it. They talk about this around 235. So yeah, after season ends, it's going to be integrated into the main content. Another game that has this, if anyone's a Girls Frontline 2 enjoyer, they have that, but they've kind of been slacking on adding it. But these guys look like they're going to be right on top of that, so that's a great thing that I'm happy about. And they talked about the 3 characters. There's Yuki, who everyone knows. Well, by this point, you've known about her. There's who's the new limited rate up character. Then there's Chizuru, who's going to be coming in the future. There's Asuna, who looks to be story relevant to Yuki. And then Serenelle, who as you saw on the Galactic News Network, the girl with like the angel wings and stuff. And yeah, they did show the two other characters, Chizuru and Serena. But yes, with Yuki being a kind of AoE character, she kind of reminds me of Virgil, if anyone's ever played DMC or Devil May Cry. So sorry, I bring that up a lot because I like that game. And the one thing I'll have to test out, because there was so much content, but I want to test it out for myself. They mentioned how Yuki has this inspiration. I know some inspiration is kind of in the game right now, but it's not really used by anybody. But it kind of reminds me of like stances from Rin, who's also in the game. And I don't know if inspiration is a one-time use or a continuous thing that gets turned off. So we'll have to test that when the game comes out. Or why did I say the game? When the update goes live. Now, the one thing that I will notice is that, funny enough, that she's a striker, and if I'm pretty sure, I think even Haru is a striker, so it's kind of weird having two back-to-backs of the same class type. Her ego skill did remind me of, I'll bring it up right now, I think if they show it, her ego skill reminded me of Renoa, because yeah, sorry about that. But as you can see here, her ego skill is essentially doing, instead of doing single target though, it's AoE damage, and then it moves all of her attack cards in her hand to the top of the draw pile. And then, so it's kind of Renoa's thing, but opposite, where Renoa moves your things from the draw pile or graveyard or discard into your hand. She's like, hey, you kind of want to stack up all of her attack cards in her hand, so then it kind of just moves them all to the top of the deck, and then you get that plus 50% per damage per card move, and I think that's a cool thing. And I'm gonna let it play a little bit just so it can show how her cool ultimate or ego skill. But yeah, that was something that I found super cool. And also another cool thing from this initial stream was that the devs kind of started to give everyone like kind of team builds, because as you can see here, we have Cassis, Nia, and Yuki, and I think later on they have Yuki, Lucas, and Nia. And I'm really gonna try for using Yuki with Veronica and Cassis, mainly because I just like having my guy Cassis on the team, so I want to see if his shuffle and all that stuff can be utilized better. And then, where is it at? I think at around 12, it showed her partner card, which is just such a crazy geared card to her. And I say pull for this card only if you have the pulls to like guarantee it at like to get it to max dupes, because otherwise I think at level 1 you only get like a 10% or 15% bonus. I may be wrong, we'll have to check when it comes in game, or if I find it I'll put it on screen now, but that's only if I can find the information online. But other than that, having at max dupes, because you see it here, 50% for her damage is really crazy, and then all of her damage cards with inspiration goes up by 20. That's gonna be a really crazy thing. So that I just wanted to let people know, because I know some people have been saving their limited pulls, and I think they have over like 100 or 120 plus, and that's not even including the currency. So, oh, this part that I liked, and I think for anyone who's a story head like me, they talk about the new chaos that they said, Laboratory Zero, as they have on screen. And the main part about it is that this thing is so story relevant because it talks about the chaos and why it's here and how it happened. And I think the devs are going to talk about it a little bit here. Yeah, secret research was conducted, and which ultimately led to the emergence of chaos. So that's kind of interesting that they're bringing it out this early into the game, kind of like this. It's a major story plot point relating to the chaos, but it's good that they're doing this, because in the story we kind of just got done with Judas's stuff, which is him trying to deal with the chaos and get rid of it permanently. So I'm happy about that. And then also they showed it in this chaos, they also showed something new, which is the forbidden cards and like monster cards, which some of them looked like really crazy. Yeah, there's even this one right here that has like a 9 cost. But I will say that this one is so crazy because it has retain on it, but then it does 150% damage 4 times, and then when drawing by ability, the cost goes down by 1. So this is probably going to go perfect for Yuki and Cassis teams, and probably even Nia teams too, because if you can keep drawing cards or have partner cards that draw cards, that would probably really help to get this down to maybe even like a 0 cost in no time. Because some people have draw cards with like 0 cost, so you can keep kind of like spamming it. But yes, other than that card, there's a couple of other cards, like even this card right here, that I'm going to be interested in utilizing. So this is going to be that first time, because I know there was monster cards in the current chaos, but these ones look interesting enough for me to actually try to go out and like farm for them. So you guys might want to take a look for yourself and try to fit them into your builds if they work for you guys. Another idea that I like, which was my boss rush idea that they're kind of implementing here, is around like 1533. They talk about Nebula Distortion, which is going to be a part of the season event, where it's kind of like boss rush, and the other 2 bosses are going to be added later on. I think they said after a certain amount of weeks, so I'm guessing this will be mid phase and then this will be late phase, and you just gotta beat them down and get points. They remind me of hologram fights and Withering Waves. And then the other game mode that they mentioned, sorry, I just want to make sure I'm going down, it is called Great Rift, and it kind of reminds me, if anyone plays Maple Story, it reminds me of Culvert, where you have to get points by just kind of wailing on a boss. And if you're not a Maple Story fan, there's Girls Frontline 2, where there's Gunsmoke in Girls Frontline 2, which is a boss thing. You can attack it and you can get leader ranking points, leaderboard ranking and points. So, oh, and the one thing that sets this aside, or sets us apart from the Girls Frontline 2 version, with aka Gunsmoke, is that in this game mode, I think the devs even talk about it, if you're having a hard time, you can end up seeing everyone else's runs so that you can better prepare yourself. Sorry, I just want to make sure I get to that point. Oh, they even have like rewards based on ranking and stuff. Oh, here's the Great Rift stuff. Sorry, my bad. But 2 teams, Great Rift. That's what, and this is the part why I said it was similar to like holograms, because you have the increasing difficulty and levels, and that's kind of like hologram. But yeah, they even show you could see people's builds, and I'm guessing the magnifying glass will show you everyone's build, so you'll know what people are using. But yeah, you can get like special stickers and stuff. So that one was an interesting thing. I'm glad they're kind of like, I don't know if they thought of it themselves or like they saw it from other games and they're like, hey, yeah, we want to do our own version of this in our game. So, and I'm appreciative of all of it. More diverse content to do. And they even mentioned there's like as you guys saw, there was like this currency. Sorry, I just want to show this currency right here, this white diamond currency. And they mentioned that there's going to be an event shop, and new supply items will be every 3 weeks. So you get your limited pulls, you get your standard pulls, you even get your prisms for the card motions, just for the animations, which I've actually been liking. At first I didn't care for them, but I've actually liked them. And they even have the boss ascension materials, which I think is a really great thing to add. So probably, funny enough, everything right here is probably going to be what you're going to get. But the main thing I say to save your points for, they talked about at 1858, and this is talking about the Omega code. I know there's some players from Epic 7, you guys know about this. I've never played Epic 7, but this feature is just amazing. Because currently in the shop, you have the dupes of characters. You can get 2 of them, and you have to slowly get the currency for it. But in this event thing, this is the thing I was talking about that's going to come in the mid phase. The Omega code will allow any character, any 5-star character, to get a dupe. And I think this is probably the most free-to-play friendly thing I've ever seen. So if you're a free-to-play player, a light spender, or a whale, whatever, this is something you should definitely be saving your currency for, your event currency. Yeah, I see it says 6,000 here. I hope it's not that much, but if it is, regardless, I'm saving for it. So that was one of the primo things I was looking forward to in the, well, once I saw it, I was looking forward to it for it to come. Now, they also mentioned tons of new events that are going to come out. They're adding more daily login events, more pools on top of the ones we're already getting. And there's also the Ray event that's coming back. So they're going to keep adding those events, appreciation events. Here's some currency events, and I'm loving every second of it. Oh, and then they also added, the more you do just the chaos, you're going to get tons of this currency. So you may want to, instead of when you finish the event chaos, I would say kind of, I don't know if there's going to be autocomplete and grab them. I would kind of save these, because it seems like these are going to add up to like the 6,000 you may need for the Omega code. So I would save these and just earn the currency during playing the event. So then this way, when the Omega code comes out in the second phase or the mid phase, you just immediately collect all these and then boom, grab it. I don't know if this will reset, but it seems like there's like a 60 day timer, so it probably won't. So I'm all for just holding it there, so then I don't have to, I'm not tempted to waste it. And they also mentioned probably another amazing thing is that they're going to be updating like the event and content rewards from the achievement log and stuff. And this is something I think everyone's going to enjoy. So if you're an early game player or a new player or a current player, the current players, we're going to get, if you finish this is going to be backdated. It's going to be sent to your mail. That's going to be great. So I'm 100% going to enjoy this, and I'm glad that they did this. I do hope that they still follow through with some of the ideas I had in my previous feedback video. I'll link it in this video in the description box below if you guys haven't watched it already, to go check it out. But I do think that we need an overfill system, and we also need either faster stamina charge because it charges slow, or things need to cost less. And I say it in my previous video, maybe bring down the total cost instead of 60 for everything, for like 3 battles, bring it down to like 40. But that's the idea I had. And oh yeah, I think that's all for my notes that I had for my previous video. But I'm just gonna move on to show off some stuff, because stuff that's got posted in the past like 10 hours really. Here's the stuff about Yuki with all her skills and how she excels in like AoE damage, pairing well with people with single target. That's why I'm probably gonna see who I have to bring her with, but Veronica's probably gonna be my choice. And they even once again give you teams, so if you're anyone who doesn't want to have to think, that the devs are doing a great job of like, hey, yeah, here's some teams you can try out that would work. But also, there was another post I wanted to go to before I got to the patch notes. Sorry. Oh, this is different. I don't need this actually. This one. And I talked about a little bit of this where they're updating the rewards and stuff. But the main thing that I like from this post on their website, I'll post this also down below, is that they're making this kind of like chaos shop. And if anyone's played games like Honkai Star Rail or something, like Divergent Universe rewards and stuff, like they're putting it up to like a max level of 100, and you can just keep earning and earning. And I think they're gonna be watching for a little bit after they add this. So if you guys like this, please let the devs know, because leave those comments and feedback, because I think it would help out immensely for them. Now, they did talk about having save data changes to help out people so they better understand. I think they should look at my idea for save data, where at the end of a run, a full run, they give you they tell you the amount of save data that's the max, and then they let you choose which cards you want to get rid of. And I talk about it in more detail in my video, but I also wanted to bring up something because I found it online. Someone found it from one of the old tests on Reddit. I'll post it down below. As you can see here, they used to have like the max amount of save data capacity. I think if they don't want to add it here at the end of a run, they should totally tell you, hey, here's the max amount of data capacity, and what do you want to remove? Otherwise, you can leave it up to us, but they should be able to tell you. I personally think they should like tell you and then let you choose what you want to remove. But that was just something that I wanted to throw out there for this idea. And then there's also for codex or zero system, when you're trying to go for new worlds or merging, they're reducing those costs by 20%. And then everyone will receive units in the mail for 2 weeks. And I think they're planning on, and they're also giving us 1 free merge a day. So I think this is another thing of me saying they're planning on waiting and seeing like, okay, does this help with the player base? Was it a early game problem, or is this going to be a long-term problem? Personally, I think still, once again, I think a lot of the cost for this happens because stamina is so expensive, or Aether is so expensive to use. So if they bring down the stamina cost to like 40, like I said, it'll probably help out with this issue as well. And then they're also talking about how they're going to be working on the UI. They've added like Roman numerals and stuff for each of the slots to make it easier, so you know, oh, what slot does this go to? And this is fine. Now, I think this is the last thing of this notice. Yes. And I'm going to show you guys something else. They're talking about working on the affinity system, how they're going to bring down the sticker thing from being like at level 20 to level 7. And then you have the background at, I think, at level 10. And then they're also talking about working on a preferred gift system. And here I want to give the devs another idea. So I'm going to take this off my screen really quick. And the reason why because just to show you guys, I'm going to go into my combatants. Calipe. For example, I think this system should be reworked because Calipe is a defense-based user, but she's barely getting defense. I think it shouldn't be static. But as you guys can see, when you get to level 10, you get the special lobby background, and then at level 20, they're giving the sticker, and they're moving this one down to level 7. But then when you have gifts, you either have this exquisite gift, which we're going to be getting a lot of, or the lower level gift. Now, a potential idea for them, because they're talking about doing a preferred gift system, is to take a look at Goddess of Victory Nikke that I had. Now, Nikke has a system similar to this, as well as Gross Frontline 2, but as you can see, it has a heart by it. And you can see the amount of points it's given. Like this one gives a certain amount of points, but it only gives, so if we're here, it's what 170 points? Or if I'm doing it right, 200 points. Then you have this one, you could see it's giving 100. So, and then you can, if you're using someone else's favorite item, you get less. Because these are the universals stuff. Then here's the one that the character specifically likes because it's their bonus bond. So I just want to give a visual representation of what this may look like if the devs want to take a look at. I do recommend Nikke because the story in Nikke is amazing, but I did want to bring that up because the devs themselves mentioned it. And to move a little bit from there, oh, what is this? Oh, this is just the devs talking about, I almost forgot. For the update, they're telling players to, hey, if you have any ongoing play missions, finish it before maintenance. If you have any chaos runs that you kind of temporarily returned from, go finish those, because when the maintenance happens, you're going to lose that progress. So it may be reset, so just go finish it. Basin and all this other stuff is going to be reset too. And actually, funny enough, they even say temporary return status. So finish that. And now to move into more of the stuff that they kind of released today. This is luckily someone on the Reddit kind of compiled this and did multiple edits. This is covering everything because there was the streamer live stream that happened for the EN side, and then there was the Korean side. They were practically apologizing. I don't want to get into why they were apologizing, but they were talking about doing a 2 times or 3 times speed up because some characters speak too slow, or a skip feature, and they're making discussion of making farming faster, only having to clear once for 3 times rewards. So they're thinking about this type of stuff. So if you guys like this stuff or you don't like it, put your comments in the comment section down below, or put it on their forums, like, so we can put all this information in one place for the devs to find. They're also talking about making a roadmap so players know when updates are coming, and this I especially would like because, for example, with all the live streams that happened earlier today, I didn't know about them till like the last minute. Like, hey, yeah, they were gonna do something like late in the morning or early in the morning. It would have been nice if, like, hey, yeah, like what, 3 p.m. EST, so aka 12 p.m. EST for the West Coast. It would have been nice if they like put it between that time frame so that players know, hell yeah, when I get home from work, I can go and get ready for this event or this live stream that's going to happen later, so you can plan accordingly. Because I think if we go on their Twitter, like, they posted it like at the middle of the night, like, oh yeah, there's a live stream later today, early in the morning. And I'm like, I'm not going to be able to be there for it. So that's good. And where is it? Yeah, they're talking about how, oh, see, this is an interesting thing. There's so many different ideas in the company. He can't say what's going to happen. The devs can't say what's going to happen. But then they're talking directly about my idea. I literally said how you should be able to edit the save data after completing a run. They were talking about using a resource. I don't think you should have a resource. I think it should just be, hey, here's your max cap. Choose stuff to get rid of. Now, if they want to, the difference is if they want to use a resource, it would have to be the credits in the thing. But I also give in my previous video for feedback and suggestions, I give an idea of, hey, at the end of a run, delaying store should pop up and be like, hey, do you want to use your remaining credits? Because otherwise, I've had some runs where I have like 100 or 200 extra credits at the end of the run that just go nowhere. And then at the end of the run, also, the game gives you credits too. It's like, oh yeah, here's 100 credits, but I'm like, what do I need these for? I can't use them. You're about to teleport me home anyway. So if they want to do that, they can use those credits or the in-game credits, but they have to give a lot more of it inside the chaos instead of like at specific events. Because otherwise, then people won't be able to do anything at the end of a run, even if they wanted to remove and get their perfect save data. Oh yeah, talked about how training at a rest stop kind of sucks. People would rather heal because the cards are too RNG and they're bad. I'm personally not going to be using the 4 set with Yuki. I'm probably going to be using 3 2 sets. Oh yeah, and then you can choose the negative affinity for the boss, so that's a good thing. And then yeah, Omega code stuff. There also there's crystals in the mailbox with like units. No need for a special code. Here's what I think. I feel bad for the junior dev here because they talked about how the reward seems stingy, and then the senior dev said they'll consider it. He's probably going to get yelled at the office, but I want to mention, I'm so glad that they aren't doing special codes. Honestly, I hope that they don't do special codes ever again. And you may say, oh, that's so bad. I'm talking about, don't do special codes. If you're going to give out rewards, just send them to players' mailbox. Because I've played games like Nikke or Girls Frontline 2 or Withering Waves where I've missed a code, and it's just like, it would be better if you just sent it to my mailbox instead of me having to go online or go in game to put in a very specific code when you could just send it to players. But here's my main thing. I mentioned it in my first video for CZN, is the economy of pools after launch. Now, I still think that this is a little bit inflated because they're trying to keep people in their good graces. So I don't know what I'm gonna do in terms of like spending, but I am happy that it's 250 to 260 pools. I've seen tons of people get lucky. Some people have like what, dupe 4 of like Malin or dupe 2 of like Magna, getting like doubles inside a single pool. So this I really like. Now I'll have to do the math on it if it's like good enough to get the character, but I have to see how they split it up. Is it 250 like standard pools, or is it 250 or like 150 is standard and then the remaining is like limited? We'll have to figure that out when the game comes out. I already talked about the Chaos Shop, but it looks like they gave a date, December 3rd, instead of this upcoming patch that's on the 12th of November. And this is on top of what's already been being offered in the patch, so that's a good thing. And they're working on card descriptions. That's good. Okay. Now, here's something that some people may like or dislike, is the communication pass. That's where you can either counsel your member in the therapy, or you can use it for dates with your characters in the Arc City. Someone talked about separating them both, but they're just thinking about giving extra rewards on top of those 4 passes. Bugs will be addressed. I'm not talking about this one. Oh yeah, and then the seasonal content, having seasonal save data is interesting, but I'm glad that the seasonal save data can be used for normal content. And they have no discussions for limited content, no limited characters. So if you guys have any ideas for limited characters for this game, I would definitely think to like post it down below. Personally, I would love to see if like, because of how the world and the lore is like, oh, all these portals and stuff, I would love to see if Nier came here. If not Nier, then you have Drakengard would be a cool thing, or Final Fantasy. But those are like big name things that could come here, and I would think they would be cool, because every character in this game so far, 4-star or not, has been viable. But that's the end of that post. They even have, now this is the patch notes for the season 1 update. They talk about a lot of stuff. I will put this down below for you guys to have. Here's Laboratory 0. And yeah, you have like a weekly progress score that you can get. This is kind of like any roguelike. And I'm still going to go for it because I want to know the story behind it. The interesting part though is it's kind of differentiated from the normal Chaos, where Chaos you have to like slowly like build up in the 0 system. Well, this one seems like you can choose a difficulty going forward. And yeah, Nebula Distortion. And they even have more of the rewards here. But then they have the date. Okay, the Great Rift is opening up on the 3rd of December, and then it'll close on the 23rd, and then it'll open up on the 24th, and then go all the way till next year, 13th in January. And a great part is, just so people aren't locked out of the Great Rift, they even say you can challenge it using your basic save data or the seasonal save data. So that's a great thing, because I know some people have like cracked out like 60k plus like save data, so that's good. And they even mention the supply shop. There's tons of stuff in here. They even have some of the manuals, so this is amazingly good. So for all of us who are pre-farming, or if you're a player who wasn't pre-farming, or if you're a new player to the game because you see all the amazing updates, this is going to be perfect for you, because you can come in here and get the manuals and certificates just by playing the event. And they look like they only cost like 20 fragments. And the reason why I say that is because if you look here at the 3rd difficulty, it gives 900. Does it show any more? No, they don't show any more, but that's just one reference to go off of. So that's pretty good. You can probably get a couple of stuff and then save for the rest. And then here's another event with standard pools, and then 2 for limited pools or rate up pools. So more pools across the board. And we talked about some of this stuff before. And then Guardian of the Ark. Okay, so once again, I told you guys to work on your Arc City. get all those buffs and like the more policies, and as they state here, there'll be rewards for doing arc policies. So you got to start doing them, and it looks like 40 is the max. So you're gonna, if you haven't, sadly I'm kind of mad because I've already bought out all of my like special grade and like the all the way down to like the B grade policies. So if you guys haven't already, you might want to save them so then you can just use them here. Oh, actually no, reset's gonna happen. Well, not weekly reset, but, and then once again you see there's, oh, they even say it. So you get up to, that's what, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 7,500. So yeah, if you guys want the Omega code, do the exploration of the new chaos, the limited laboratory 0, and just save this limited time event once you finish it. So in the second phase, you can immediately come and claim all 7,500 of these, or 6,500. Sorry, my math. I think I counted doubly because there's 6. So just claim all of it, and boom, you can immediately get the Omega code, and then you can use that dupe on any character you want. But oh, even good here, they added some manuals and some EXP for Yuki, so you can try her out and get some stuff. So if you want to save it for Yuki or use it for someone else, there it is. Oh, okay, and they're giving us her info. 13% crit chance at 60. Personally, I'm not going to level 60. I would rather work on potentials. Oh, and they even give, so if you guys want all that information about Yuki's like stats and what damage her attacks do, they even tell you which ones can have epiphanies too. So you guys may want to look into this. I'm personally just, I'm looking forward to getting her already. Oh, yeah, and then perfect. They talk about it here. For those who have already done the achievement log rewards, the updated rewards will be sent via in-game mail. Perfect. And then if you haven't already, remember, do your basin, do your dimensional dusk. You got to do it because the new season's starting, and you want all the Zeronium so you can stack it up if you aren't already. And they're adding new stuff to the shop again, and also to the Traveler Memory Shop. Okay. Man, there's so many stuff adding. They're adding stuff for the save data tutorial. Oh, and then they're adding new packages in the shop. I think the good thing about this is I think only this package right here is timed, while the rest of them seem to just be in the shop, and then you can also use the crystals, the in-game crystals for it. I'm personally not touching any of this stuff yet till I actually see it in game and know what I want. Oh my jeez, they have new fates. There are so many changes. Oh, hey, ain't this great? I mentioned this in my previous video. Dark mist art for Rin, and how it needed to be like one word instead of like dark cloud art. So great that they've unified that. There's so many updates. There's bug fixes, as you guys can see. I'm just scrolling down for the sake of it, but without further ado, I think that's practically everything for their updates. I'm looking forward to it. Hope you guys are looking forward to the update as well. There's so much stuff coming and so many updates that people have been asking for, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. I do want to show you guys my account progress so far, because as I mentioned, I'm level 49 with 64%. I'm probably going to be level 50 by the time the update drops, because I have 4 of these, and I also have the crystals I could use, and then I haven't even done my dailies and stuff. But in terms of characters, as you can see, my guy Luke, I have been using him. He's been going immensely great with I finally started using Veronica, so it's him, Veronica, Cassis, or if I'm not using something with 2 teams, him, Veronica, and Mika. My Calliope Haru Mika team is good, but I'm really kind of like relying on these two. The next character, other than like Yuki, who I'm gonna level, is probably gonna be Kairon or Beryl. These two, because I really just want to have an AoE like Void character, and then Beryl is just really good for Yuki anyway as a team member. Now, these two could go great for Yuki, but I think I'm kind of like stuck in this team and hoping that it's gonna work. But yeah, these are my characters so far. I've practically only been like opening up their basic stuff at bare minimum. These two skills on every character. Some characters have a little bit more, but since we're having Yuki come out, I've kind of been just waiting. And oh, actually, funny enough, I'll show you guys like one of my save datas. Oh, is this the one? Yeah, I love this save data so much for my Haru, because my anchor point, I have it duped, as you guys can see. It retrieves back to my hand after I use it. It's 0 cost, and it gives me 1 AP. So I'm really kind of running into that thing of, I think I can probably move away from using Mika in all my teams, because the thing about Mika is she's really great, and I even have her with some cards with more and more AP and wave. But with Haru having 1 AP on like both of those, so here's the funny thing about it. I even have like her charge energy giving me a draw, but sometimes I'll have, you start off with like what, 3 AP. I'll use anchor shot. If I have anchor pointer, I'll pull anchor shot back in, and then I'll be at 2. I can use it again, and if I have a second one, because it retrieves, I'll use anchor point again, keep anchor shot in my thing because it'll be retained, and then I can use this to draw something else, or I can use someone else's attack or shield. So it's been going really great with that. But I just wanted to mention that because that was a cool combo that I had with her epiphanies. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it kind of went a little bit long, but there was so much to cover, and there's still so much more to cover, because as you saw, I kind of went through the updates and the bug fixes, and there's some stuff you guys may like. I know some people are liking that the Gloom Prime in one of the Chaos runs has been, the chance of you seeing him is reduced, so there's that. But I'm glad that the devs are listening to all feedback and making changes consistently, because I want CZN to just thrive and grow into a great long-term game for everybody. I do hope that they listen to all players in regards to the story, because I think they mentioned it, that they were taking a look at that story and doing a rework, right? I personally don't think it needed one. I think they just need to do better going forward, but I have high hopes for the story. And I'm more interested in seeing more of the world and the lores of the divinities, such as like Delos, who we can meet in the Chaos. But Delos also is the one who blessed Judas, so I'm kind of interested in seeing more of that. And more, I love that they're providing more opportunities for players to diversify their teams, choose new characters. Like for example, with me and Yuki, I'm choosing Yuki, Veronica, and Cassis. So hopefully that's a viable team. There's even the team I use for Luke, which is Luke, Lucas, and a third. So I may actually try to rock a full-on attack and use Luke, Lucas, and Veronica, but I have to be like super careful with that one. But if you liked any of the ideas that I've presented in this video, any thoughts that I have on anything I talked about in regards to the updates and the future of this game, please put them down in the comment section down below. It'll be very much appreciated. And share this video with anyone you know. Maybe they like it, maybe they have some ideas they want to post, or any feedback you guys want to give me on how I do things here. All of it will be appreciated. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and a week, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Later.